This month I decided I would join in on the World Carnivore Month. I had these I guess really unrealistic ideals about what it would be like the first 7 days. I thought I would be ripped and so happy and just have all this energy in the world, and that's just not how it's been. I know Joe Rogan talks about it, but one of them was the explosive diarrhea. So this month is World Carnivore Month. I decided I would join in on the trend. If you don't know what the carnivore diet is, let me just briefly bring you up to speed. Carnivore is basically any animal-based product. Meat, eggs, raw milk, raw dairy. That is my understanding of what the carnivore diet is. So it can be any kind of meat. It can be any ruminant animal. So beef, goat, sheep, camel, anything that chews its cud. And then it can also be wild seafood. It can be chicken and poultry and all of the above. It just cannot be any grains or any vegetables or any fruits or anything like that. So it has to be meat, eggs, any type of eggs, and then dairy. So I will be doing it from January 4th to February 4th. I am doing it for a little over 30 days to start out with. That's my commitment. I might just end up really loving it and then go for the full 90 days. And what I've read is that to really feel the effect and true benefit from doing the carnivore is that you need to give it at least a 90-day period of time. So I've committed only 30 days, but we'll see. I might feel really awesome at the 30-day point and want to just keep going. But I plan on bringing you guys along for the journey. So I've taken all of my measurements to start out with. I did that yesterday. And then I weigh myself. We have a fancy scale type thing at my gym. It's called the eVolt scan. It basically tells you your water weight, your muscle to fat ratio. It has your BMI, has lots of different things. I will probably show you guys my scan just to break down what it has in it for you if you're interested. But I wrote all of the things down so that I knew where I was starting from. I usually try to do Whole30 in the month of January, but this year I decided I would try carnivore, mainly because I've been really intrigued by it, and it seems a lot more simple than a Whole30 diet. So a Whole30, you're still able to have fruits and vegetables. You can have lots of different things. You can have nuts, you can have, almond flour, you can have all that kind of stuff. So, I just decided instead of having to read all of the labels and meal plan and do all of the things for Whole30, I would just eat meat. I think it's gonna be fun. I really like steak. I wanted to give it a try. I wanted to see how my body would respond. Over the holiday season, I really just went ham. I don't normally just completely let go because I know that I feel crappy, but I've noticed quite a bit of inflammation. I have pretty decent carpal tunnel. And so whenever I eat sugar or really heavy grains, just a lot of the frequency of my eating flour or breads or anything like that, I notice my carpal tunnel start to get really irritated. It's harder for me to open jars. It's hard for me to hold the weights when I'm working out just because they ache so badly. I'm not able to squeeze tight. I notice just my pants, my shirts, everything, all my clothes basically feeling very, very tight from inflammation and just water weight. I know. I'm sure I've gained quite a bit of fat just over the last couple months of not really being mindful of what I'm eating. So I'm interested to see if the carnivore diet will be something that I can kind of sustain or see positive impacts to my health. I noticed that when I'm eating a lot of sugar and grains and things that are inflammatory to my body, my voice is even affected. I also can tell just general fatigue. I can feel the inflammation in my vocal cords pretty fast. And so if I'm not able to sing more than 2 songs, I'm oh crap, I gotta cut out that sugar, or I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And so I'm curious to see how it's going to benefit not only like my body health, like, or composition, I would say, but just my overall health and inflammation in my throat, in my vocal cords, in my wrists. I've even noticed my knees getting kind of achy. I just feel so old saying that. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the different changes. So I will keep you guys updated, but this is day 1 and I'm really excited. So stay tuned if you want to see how I'm doing. So far, I'm not feeling anything. I was working, so I was kind of distracted. I had 4 eggs and a half a pound of ground beef, heavily salted. I think I put too much salt on it. I was like yearning for water halfway through. So, and I don't normally eat water with my meals. So I was definitely, I went a little heavy-handed. I don't imagine it being very difficult the first few days. I think when I get a week in, my cravings are gonna get really bad. Okay, so it's day 3 of my carnivore. Just wanted to check in, say how I'm feeling. So the first day and the second day both had like a kind of upset stomach at the end of the day, because what typically happens when I eat like store-bought eggs, I tend to burp sulfur. I know that's gross, but I tend to burp sulfur and it upsets my stomach. So at first I thought maybe it was the eggs. But if I'm not eating eggs, then I won't be getting enough, calories in the day. I'm not trying to like waste away here. So far the last 2 days I've had a stomach ache at the end of the day. I've been trying to eat or drink lots of water and add salt to my food just to make sure that I'm not like being completely depleted of my electrolytes. Today was a little bit better so far in the morning. I had a bunch of ground beef and I used like heavy fat yogurt, Greek yogurt. I just put like a dollop on top of my eggs and ground beef this morning, and that actually helped me get it down a lot easier. So yeah, so far what I've noticed in my body is water weight kind of going down. Like my jeans already aren't as snug on my waist as they were 3 days ago or 2.5 days ago. I've noticed, and I'm not sure why this is, but my bicep muscles feel really like swole. I know y'all probably can't see them, but like they feel like hard and swollen, like I just worked out. So if that sticks around, I'll be happy with that. But I'm not bloated at all. I wake up feeling really hungry, which isn't normal for the most part. Usually I don't tend to eat breakfast until about 10 a.m. And I've been waking up hungry the last couple days. I will say I feel a little bit left out from my family, not being able to eat family meals with them. My husband's currently doing the Whole30, so I'm having to cook kind of like 3 different meals, which is time consuming. I can't see this being something very sustainable for me right now in my life. That's what I'm feeling so far. So I'll keep you updated as the 30 days progress. So today is day 6 on carnivore, and I honestly didn't notice anything negative at all, except for kind of maybe being a little bit bored by my choice of food. Until yesterday morning. So I have heard through lots of YouTubers and like different articles and stuff the different side effects that you can have going carnivore. I know Joe Rogan talks about it, but one of them was like the explosive diarrhea. I was hoping to like not go there. Yesterday morning was the first time that I had noticed any difference in like my urgency of going to the bathroom, or even like the difference of like how it comes out. And that was the only time. So I was concerned that maybe I had eaten too much fat the day before. So I cut back on my fat yesterday. And I have been fine since then. Also, something that I noticed yesterday morning was
I was quite dizzy when I was working out. I was doing squats and I went to do some walking lunges actually with the barbell on my back or my shoulders, and I felt so dizzy. Like I could hardly stand up without getting just really lightheaded and wanting to fall over. So I had to stop doing that and just kind of go home. I also hadn't eaten yet, so I went home and I made myself some food and I ended up feeling much better. I wasn't lightheaded at all. So the one big thing that I think I've noticed that has continued through like day one is that I'm just waking up extremely hungry, and I think that might be coming from lack of calories. So I've been trying to eat earlier in the day and maybe eating more often. Before I started carnivore, I would usually only eat like 2 meals and maybe a snack. But I usually wouldn't eat breakfast. I would go until like 10 o'clock-ish to eat my main meal for the morning time. I just can't do that anymore on carnivore. I wake up hungry and it's a different kind of feeling. It's a different feeling altogether, really. It's not like a growling, like stomach growl. It's more of like just like a slow and steady, like I need food feeling. And I don't know how to quite explain it, except that my body just feels hungry. Like I feel not as satisfied. And so then I'll make food and then I feel much more satisfied. So that is one thing with the carnivore, is that I've felt hungry a lot. And I've just been doing water. I did do some San Pellegrino the past couple days, and that's kind of helped like bring some variety into, you know, my day. That's where I'm at today. Today, like I said, is day 6. So I'm not even that far in. I just wanted to check in and let you know how I'm doing, let you know how things are going. But just keep watching for more updates.
7 days in, and I'm not sure that it's worth it. It's been easy. Like I don't have to like cook. I don't have to figure out what I'm cooking, I guess, because all I can have is meat. So I will say that's been a positive thing, to not have to worry about what I'm eating, because I already know, oh, I'm having meat, or oh, I'm having eggs. It's really inconvenient for me as a mom with 4 kids and then a husband, having to make all of our meals different. So my kids have been eating different than my husband and I. My husband has been eating different than I have. So I've been kind of like trying to adjust everybody's meal according to their diet plan. And that's kind of exhausting. That's not very sustainable for me. For a 30-day chunk of time, yeah, sure, I can do that, but it's not fun. For being a relatively healthy, middle-aged female adult, I don't think that going carnivore is necessary. I haven't noticed like a tremendous amount of weight coming off. I haven't noticed a whole lot of energy yet. I'm kind of just now getting to the point where I'm a little bit tired. My body is still kind of trying to adapt to burning only fat for fuel, but I am only a week in, so we'll see what the next 23 days hold for me doing carnivore. I had very unrealistic expectations, I think, as far as like the results of what I would see in the first 7 days. Make sure that you subscribe and hit that like button. Stay tuned for part 2 for carnivore diet.